Hello, Sandman Nation. What an awesome day to celebrate because it is our 40th episode, guys. And I don't know about you. I don't feel that much older. Pat does look like he has a few more wrinkles, though. So let's get the party started. As always, I am here with my incredibly talented co-host, Mr. Pat Klatt. Pat doesn't remember turning 40, but he was told there was cake, balloons, mud wrestling, and camels. And for that, I have just one question, Pat. Balloons? Really? Who the hell does balloons anymore for a birthday? And then there's the legend himself, Bill Sanders, also known as the Sandman. Unlike Pat, Bill does remember turning 40. In fact, he remembers it clearly because it was the last time his back didn't make a cracking sound every time he stands up. All right, boys. Well, let's get into it. Before we do, though, let's tell everyone where our listeners can find us. You can find us everywhere, just like promo commercials for The Dead Reckoning Part 2. Yeah, that one might do okay at the box office this summer, boys. All right, you know who else is going to have a great summer? Anyone who follows Sandman Sports. That's right. Things are heating up on our website, so check us out at entersandmansports.com. Visit us daily. We drop new content all the time. Articles, videos. This week alone, we've added coverage on the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, where we look at offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year candidates and best bets, Bierman's Six Packs, Sandman's Golf Crush and Fades, these podcasts, NCAA basketball. Yep, there is no off season for us. And we are close, Pat, get ready. We are close to publishing our first ever article on soccer. Oh, and guys, we introduced our brand new section that I am so excited about. It's called The Fringe. The Fringe is where forgotten legends, overlooked performances, and unexplainable moments live. It's the corner of the sports world where the spotlight rarely reaches, but the stories hit hardest. Some stories, guys, are etched in history. Some belong on the fringe. Seriously, check it out. It's a cool new section. Our first article is out there. I think people are going to enjoy it. It's called The NFL's Most Misunderstood Weapon, and it is about Cordero Patterson. So check it out. I think you guys will like it. It's a cool new section. We are also very excited to announce that we have 5 new writers added to the Sandman Sports team, and that means we will be cranking out the content left and right. You can also follow us on social media too, so please do that. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, all at Enter Sandman Sports. All right, boys. Well, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is our 40th episode, so congratulations. Exciting stuff. And it got me thinking that a lot of people have surprise birthday parties when they turn 40. So our opening is going to be all surprise themed. And my first question for you is just going to be about birthday parties themselves, surprise parties themselves. So I just want to know, have either of you ever had one? And if so, let's hear the details. I will get to the second part of this, which is more sports related. But first, I just want to talk a little bit about surprise birthday parties. Pat, let's start with you, man. You ever had one?
Never had a surprise party for me because I have no friends. Nor would I want one at this age. I just feel like I might have a heart attack. And I also wouldn't want to have to walk around the party being like, why did so-and-so get invited? And yeah, I don't like being the center of attention unless I've had a lot of beers. But I did throw one for my wife on her 40th. And so her 3 best friends came into town. And she was crying at like 8 p.m. on her birthday, like none of my friends texted me and it's my birthday. And then they all showed up at like 9 at night and just surprised stayed over for the weekend. And so yeah, but it's not for me. I'm not a surprise birthday guy. Bill?
Yeah, Marcy got me really good for my 40th. It actually was more of my 39 and a half birthday. And interesting thing about me, so I'm a December baby, so is my sister. And so we celebrated our birthdays in June, our entire childhoods. And which, friends always thought was kind of funny, but it was easier to do birthday parties and it separated things out from Christmas because we didn't want to get all the presents like right in one little 2-week period. Anyway, Mars got me really good. We have a big Fall City Days celebration every year in June, and with her old Montessori school, we used to drag a float in the parade behind my truck, and the kids would all be on there, and it was this huge deal. Marcy won all these awards through the years for her amazing floats. And so I got done dragging that thing, and I'm like, I'm just happy that I'm done with this Fall City Days thing. And then I'm like, was that my friend Ann Archer, like behind me? Like, what is she doing in Fall City? I had no idea. I had no clue. And I showed up at our house, and tons of people there. It was a blast. So she got me good. I'm like Pat. I don't really love surprises, but kudos to Mars. She got me really good. And it was funny is when you look back, you think of all the different times that it was probably blown a little bit, and I should have picked up on something. And then you're kind of just like mad at yourself, like, how could I not pick up on this for the last few months? But kudos to my wife. She did a great job with that one. Bierman, did Jamie ever get you?
Yeah, well, not Jamie, but I've had one surprise birthday party throw for me. I was 21. I was in college. I also have a birthday near Christmas. Mine is December 29th. Was visiting my family and my grandma up in Michigan. So we were there for the week between Christmas and New Year's. And I was at my grandma's probably the 26th or 27th, grabbing some coffee. I look at her wall calendar and I see in big marker bold letters, Eric surprise party on December 29th. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? I never told anyone, including to this day. So again, I really hope my mom doesn't choose this episode as the first one for her to tune into. But, I felt bad. I didn't want to ruin it for any other. So I went along with it. It was being held in my uncle's bar and restaurant. So we walked in, everyone yelled surprise. I think I did a pretty good job of
played it
along.
up.
Nobody, I played it up and, it was good. So I can't say that I was very surprised, but I can say I got really, really drunk at that party. That I am certain of. A few tequila shots and Jägermeister thrown in there. Yeah. Great time. Big hangover the next day. That I remember too. So, believe it or not, we're actually going to a friend's surprise birthday party this weekend. So,
wow.
Timing there is kind of funny. But all right. So now let's move on to the second part of this opening, and that is the most. So we're going to go into the sports world, and I want to hear about the most surprising things that you've seen in sports through the years. So this can be anything, but there are two major exceptions that it can't be for this particular segment. So no upsets allowed on this list. That's a completely different topic. Obviously, the Miracle on Ice, that was extremely surprising. App State, very freaking surprising. But we'll leave upsets for a different list. And no crime, no jail, no murder, none of that. That doesn't go on this list either. But it leaves a lot of potential surprises, retirements, trades, weird decisions, incredible performances in games, relocations, anything you want to take it from a sports surprise standpoint. So, all right, Pat, why don't you lead us off, man? What are some of the most surprising things in the world of sports for you?
The Red Sox being down 3-0. And then winning the World Series.
Good one.
That was the
first one I thought of. Barry Sanders' retirement.
Yep, I have that on my list.
Came out of nowhere. Luka trade this year was a bit of a surprise, obviously. Magic Johnson has AIDS. That was a little bit of a surprise.
That's on my list. That's a big one.
Michael Jordan going to play baseball.
I have that on my list. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a surprise. Pete Rose betting on baseball was also a big one at the time. And then the last one I thought of was the earthquake during the World Series.
Remember that? Yeah, good one.
Those are the only ones.
Yeah, Giants A's.
Giants A's. What was it, 88, 89?
88 or 89, I think.
I want to say 89.
Yeah.
88 was Dodgers, Kirk Gibson.
So 88 was Dodgers. 89 was because the A's ended up winning that one, and then in 90 they were favored to the Reds, and the Reds swept them.
The Reds swept.
So
yeah,
Chris Sabo,
Eric Davis,
the goggles.
Good team.
Wasn't that Chris Sabo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Third base. Nice.
Yep.
Paul was
a
Paul.
throwback.
Was it Paul O'Neill?
Wow, I was not expecting that name. I mean, that's like the Cherokee Parks of our 40th episode.
I love it. Chris Sabo, where are you at? Let's get him on the pod.
We probably could get him on the pod. I bet.
Would we all wear the goggles? We all wear the goggles on it. That would be so great interviewing. Yeah, Pat, those are good ones. Did we say deaths, Eric?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Deaths. Absolutely. Yeah.
Deaths. So the first thing
as long as they weren't murders, they can't be murders. But yeah.
Yeah. But the first thing that came to my mind when I was looking at this one was Kobe. Just one of those ones that was such a gut punch and like, wait, what? Like, no.
Yeah.
What happened?
Absolutely.
And then to find out his daughter was involved and, all of that is just what a horrible tragedy. I had Barry Sanders, I had MJ. I was like, wait, what? That was kind of the theme around all these for me. Calvin Johnson, though, also. Calvin Johnson, I mean, he was
that's right.
at the height, right? And then walked away from the game. And then my last one, kick it over to you, Bierman, but this is the one that stings the most. And you guys have heard me talk about this ad nauseum probably for, 39 episodes, but it still is such a shock that the Sonics are not here. And to think about an oil tycoon from Oklahoma buying a franchise from a Starbucks, right? The coffee company born in Seattle, and then moving the team, which he said he wasn't going to do as well, which is laughable, but then moves the team to Oklahoma City. A huge surprise and shock for the entire Pacific Northwest and fans of the Sonics. So that one still hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, those were all good ones. So I have a decent amount, not as many as I had last week when we talked about things we'd love to bring back from the sports world in the past, but I still have a decent amount. I actually have them in categories. So I'm going to start with surprising scandals and controversies. And I'll start with Lance Armstrong. I mean, the guy won frickin', 7 Tour de France victories? I mean, just probably one of the most popular athletes in the world at the time, and comes out that he was doping, his legacy unraveled. That was shocking. I'm gonna go for just a strange one. This one is always stuck in my mind. I'm gonna go back to 2006 with the Duke lacrosse team being falsely accused of rape, and it wasn't surprising because of the accusations. It was surprising to me because sadly that does happen, but it was surprising to me how the entire world just assumed they were all guilty. Yeah, and then
I thought so.
Then it came that they weren't guilty at all. It was just, the whole story was very interesting to me. And then the other one in this category has got to be the wardrobe malfunction in the Super Bowl halftime. It was a little surprising. I was not expecting to see Janet Jackson's nipple when I sat down to watch that game. So, and then from some actual games, Chris Webber's timeout. As a Michigan fan, I knew we didn't have timeout, so I was like, seriously, what the fuck? What are you doing? So that surprised me. 2018, I have the Patriots. We're deep in the Survivor League now. Things are looking good. Patriots score, go up on the Dolphins with just a few seconds left. I walk away for a minute. Game's on. I hear all the screaming. I come back in. Dolphins lateral their way to a 69-yard touchdown as time expires, beats the Patriots. That was
Ouch.
Not what I was expecting. Colorado's Hail Mary against Michigan. That surprised the hell out of me. One I'm surprised you didn't say, you've talked about before. I was pretty fucking surprised Pete Carroll didn't say, hey, Marshawn, why don't you run it in and win this Super Bowl for us? That was a little surprising.
Yeah.
And then just this is kind of goes in when I'm, I guess, surprising outcomes and decisions. As much as I wanted Woodson to win the Heisman, I thought there was no way Peyton Manning wasn't going to win that thing. I mean, he was the favorite. And so watching that be announced, I was genuinely shocked to hear that Woodson got it. Looking back, Dan Marino only making one Super Bowl. That's kind of surprising. You guys mentioned Sanders. Brett Favre's Monday Night Performance after his dad died. That was pretty surprising. We've talked about that. Magic Johnson with AIDS. You mentioned Kobe Bryant. Dale Earnhardt also, him dying on like the racetrack. That was crazy. Right. And then just COVID canceling the 2020 March Madness, I think that was so surprising just in the sense like we didn't know what COVID was at the time. We didn't know. And when that announcement came out that said, yeah, we're canceling the whole tournament, I was like, what? What am I going to do for the next 3 weeks?
The players. For me, it was the Players Championship. When they shut down the Players Championship. I was like, this is getting real.
Right.
Yeah. That's right.
So, yeah, good ones,
list.
guys. Those were all good.
Would Tiger's infidelities qualify as well? For whatever reason, I wasn't thinking scandals, but I think we all knew.
I mean, that was a little surprising. Yeah.
But then, remember when he had his mom is in the audience as he's like laying it all out there? I mean, that was a shocking.
No, that's a good one. That was big news at the time. Wow.
Scottie Scheffler going to jail. Yeah. Scottie Scheffler going to jail.
I mean, he said no arrest, so I didn't touch
no arrest.
That one.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. He was just talking about OJ.
I thought Tiger
you
crashing.
You just didn't want us to bring up OJ
after the Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah.
The juice.
Yeah, the juice. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that was fun. Let's get into the show now. We will start with our new segment called Be My Guest. Then it is on to our hot takes. Then we'll share our stone cold locks for this week's Charles Schwab challenge. And finally, we'll wrap up with a fun top 5, which will be music themed. This weekend, of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including Pat regaling us with a Gaelic version of Stairway to Heaven. So stay tuned for that. All right, boys.
And a stairway to heaven. That's the stairway to heaven.
Dude, you're singing Dragged Away, Pushed Away Bill. He's like, shit, I can't listen to this anymore.
Bill, come back.
Or maybe his dog barking. Hey, it was good.
I was listening the whole way. Amazing singing.
I'm sorry that you had to hear that.
My dogs were barking and I was trying to get them out of
here. The dogs
I think that's the first time ever that Pat's actually delivered on the fun and shenanigans that I've promised in this segment. So, dude, good job, man. I like it.
Yeah. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold.
I've never heard the Gaelic Led Zeppelin before.
She's buying the Stairway to Heaven. Faith and be glory. She's buying it. All right.
Oh, God.
Imagine if Robert Plant was actually Irish. Boy, that would have changed the whole dynamic of the band.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That was funny.
Great song.
All right. Well, guys, let's get into the new segment that is sweeping the nation. That's right. It is time for mine and yours favorite guessing game. It is time for Be My Guest. Okay, gents. Well, I'm sure you remember, but this is the game where you guys try to guess some sports lists that I'll throw at you, and usually you guys are very, very wrong. But we'll see how you do this week. 2 weeks ago, it was Major League Baseball. Last week, it was the NBA. This week, I thought we would go to the NFL. This one's a little more mainstream, and I think you guys will do well, but I think you are going to struggle with getting a few of these. So we'll see. Today, guys, we are going to guess the 10 quarterbacks in NFL history with the most career passing touchdowns. It's that simple. All right. 10 quarterbacks with the most career
challenge accepted
passing touchdowns. All right. And we're going to start with Bill. It's his turn to go first. So Bill, go.
Don't cheat.
Cheater.
Okay. Most passing touchdowns, top 10 NFL history. Okay, there's some obvious ones I'm going to avoid for the time being.
It's because you don't know. That's what you don't know.
No, I was serious. I was trying to think about, isn't this a contest between me and Pat? There's some strategy here, right?
That's true.
Peyton Manning.
All right, he's going with Peyton Manning. Yes,
right,
Peyton
Tom
Manning
Brady.
is number 3 with 539.
Okay.
Terrific.
Tom Brady, I think Pat said.
Oh, he said Tom Brady? Yes. Number one. See, Pat doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
He just, his strategy is,
I'm just going to go down the list.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I'll leave number 2 for you then. How's that? That's how nice I am. We're going to say Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is number 4 at 5-0.
See, Pat?
I thought Fabry was number 2. So we've done Fabry, Manning, and how about Montana? Joe Montana's not
on
the
there.
list.
Not on
Joe
there.
Montana's not on there.
He did go to Notre Dame, which instantly means he sucks.
All right, fine. Do I get a redo, or is it my turn over?
Sure. Come on. Bring it away.
Matt Ryan?
Holy shit. That's a great yes. Matt Ryan. I did not expect anybody to get Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's number 9 with 381.
Wow. Nice guess. Wow. I did not think that was going to hit.
He's not still playing, right? Like, he's not on anyone's roster or anything. Like, he
I don't
retired.
think so.
Okay.
I
think he's been gone
right?
for a couple years. Yeah.
How about Drew Brees?
Yeah, Drew Brees is number 2. He's got 571.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, got to be there.
Aaron Rodgers is one of 2 active quarterbacks on this list, and he has 503. He's number 5. So you guys have gone down. You got 6, 7, 8, and 10. 6. I gave you a little hint. There's one more active one.
A little hint in the "Be My Guest." Sorry, can you read the ones that we've already said again, Bierman?
Yeah,
we haven't said Marino. We have not said Marino.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Dan Marino.
Dan Marino's number 7 with 420. So we've said Brady, Brees, Manning, Favre, Rodgers, Marino, and Ryan.
Active quarterback. I want to try to get the active quarterback. It's not like Joe Flacco or something stupid like that, is it?
Ooh, that would be.
Is the active quarterback a backup? Or is he a
He
starter?
is not a backup. He's actually still a very good quarterback.
I can't think of it.
Oh, I know who it is.
As soon as you hear his name.
You love the guy, Pat. You love him.
Yeah, you do. You do love this guy.
One of your favorite quarterbacks.
Dante.
He's won a Super Bowl recently,
No.
and I didn't enjoy seeing it.
Oh, God.
You want to? I'll give you a hint.
Mahomes?
If you want.
Is Pat Mahomes?
Not yet.
I was not being sarcastic. I was not being sarcastic. You actually, I think, love this guy. The initials are MS.
Matt Stafford is the best ever.
Yeah.
He's the go.
Yeah. Good,
Matt
Bill.
Stafford.
Good hint there.
Stafford's got to be. He's what?
Stafford's
8?
the other active. So there's 2 other guys. Both of these guys have retired within the last 5 years.
It had to be guys that were like recent players, right?
Roethlisberger.
Nice. Good guess.
Yeah.
Well, I would not have got that one.
Roethlisberger's 8. Stafford was 10. So Stafford was brilliant. So this guy, I've talked about this guy. He's number 6. He's the most overlooked stud quarterback in the history of NFL because he never won a Super Bowl. But the guy was just great.
He retired
a lot of kids.
Oh yeah. Gosh, I know
what
you're talking about. Shoot. I got it.
What
PR.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers.
Rivers. Great guess. That's a great hint.
Yeah.
He has a ton of kids. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys did pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm actually pretty impressed. Yeah, you guys did pretty good.
He's almost got as many kids as he does touchdown throws.
Maybe playoff victories.
Real quick, though, I thought you guys might be interested in this. I also had to pull the top. I went top 4 for each of our respective franchises in passing touchdowns. So let me just ask, Pat, who do you know who number 1 is for the Vikings? Who would your guess be?
It can't be an old timer, right? They just didn't throw enough.
This one is an old timer. This is Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah, I would have guessed
good
not.
Good job, Pat. You get point for that. So Tarkenton's number 1, second
Tommy
place.
Kramer.
Tommy Kramer's 3rd.
3. Second place has got to be
Dante.
Was it Dante?
Dante Culpepper.
Dante was 4.
Oh.
Second place.
Randall Cunningham.
No.
He wasn't there long enough. Oh,
guys,
Rich Gannon?
come on.
Was it Rich Gannon?
No.
Sean Salisbury.
You're going to seriously kick yourselves. This guy gets no credit.
Oh, okay, not Favre. Favre was only there for, 2 years?
This guy literally played for you like 2 years ago.
Why I am completely dropping. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
He is number 2 all time for the
Chains.
Yeah.
I get
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we've talked about this. I don't know what happened a year ago. When we get to like the NCAA basketball, I'll be like, who won last year? I have no idea.
Do you know who number 1 is for you guys, Bill?
I would have guessed Russell.
It's Russ. It's Russ by a lot.
Russ. Yeah.
He has the most of all of our franchises. He has 292.
Okay. Where is he on the all-time list?
I don't know.
Way down there.
I mean,
Okay.
Stafford was 10th with 377.
Okay, so he's...
Stafford could beat Ryan. Ryan's at 381, so, I mean, assuming Stafford plays a few games this year, he'll probably beat him.
Yeah.
But, so you got Russell number 1. Any idea number 2?
Number 2, I would have guessed Matt Hasselbeck.
So Matt Hasselbeck's number 3.
3, okay.
And then number
Craig?
2 and number 4, Dave Craig
and Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn, yeah. And then for my Bengals, I was actually surprised to see their number
Kenny
1.
Anderson.
Not Boomer?
No.
So
Anderson. Boomer's number 3, Kenny Anderson's number 2, Carson Palmer was number 4.
Oh, wow. Okay, I forgot
number 1, the Red Rifle, Andy freaking Dalton.
Yes. That's a good trivia question.
Yeah, that I would never have gotten that. Never gotten that. So, all right, guys. Well, hey,
that's a fun
good job.
I like that one,
good job with Be My Guest. But now let's get into hot takes. Yes, that's right, guys. It is time for Sandman Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by Mike's Hot Honey, where there is never any guessing as to which honey in this world is the frickin' best. It's hot. It's seductive. It will make your taste buds beg for more. It is Mike's Hot Honey, and you need to go get some right now. So hop on over to mikeshothoney.com and order some, or go to the honey aisle at your local grocery store. All right, Pat, give us some hot takes.
Some hot takes. I watched the last round of the PGA, and I had Rahm in my majors pool. I'm in the majors pool, and I didn't have that good of picks. I had Rahm and Scheffler make the cut, and I was assuming everyone else would have bad picks too, though. But so I was rooting for Rahm. And when I came down to it, Rahm coming down the stretch. So there's a moment on hole 13 where I'm like, you could tell Rahm was dialed in. He had this look in his eye. He just hits this great shot on 14. He just misses a putt on 13, and then hits a great shot on the drivable 14th that just kicks into the bunker. But you could see like he's got this swagger. He's walking around like he could do it. So my hopes were high at that point. But then he just shit the bed. And then when live players shit the bed because they got enough money, they don't care about the money or where they finish anymore. It's first or nothing. If you ain't first, you're last. So he's kicking the ball around the whole course, dropping down the leaderboard, sinking like a stone. I'm like, buddy, just finish and give me something. So he cost me way too much. And Scottie Scheffler for me is slowly becoming the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs fatigue. It's the Scheffler fatigue. But good for him. But other than that, I had my grade school reunion, little impromptu grade school reunion this weekend. So that was interesting.
Really?
Just kind of realized
I didn't know they do that.
I am.
Well, what is a grade school reunion?
Well,
seriously,
it wasn't a formal reunion. It was just a bunch of people getting together and being like, reaching out and being like, hey, let's get together at a bar. So it's fun, but your first.
How many people were there?
There's something special about that. There's about 13 of us or so. But these are your first friends in life.
That's cool.
They're good people. We had a good class, and so it's fun to see them after all these years. And they, no one's really changed. I still feel comfortable in a room with these people as we did when we graduated years and years ago. So that was kind of fun. A little bit of nostalgia. And speaking of nostalgia, Norm from Cheers passed away. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
R.I.P. I got that one on my list.
R.I.P. Norm. How's it going, Norm? Well, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear. So, Norm.
That's one of the best lines in television history.
Norm. All right. Yeah. What about you guys? What do you got for me? Hot takes, Bill.
I mean, I'm sorry to double down on your Scottie fatigue, but I was just gonna say Scottie is him. I mean, as kids are saying, right, these days. The guy. First of all, I love Scottie. I love Scottie. Quick shout out to my editor, who can go unnamed if we want, or we can give him props. But I put out the Crush and Fade article today, and this guy that works behind the scenes toils. As I send this copy over to him, deadlines, right? We got to get stuff on our cool new site. And this editor, the work that he does to make this presentable, it's phenomenal. If you guys have not gone and looked at the Crush and Fade,
I do have to stop you before you.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Don't break my heart here, man.
Before you get my head, too big here. So, it was my idea to improve the graphics and images, but I'm not that talented to freaking actually do it. But I do know how to reach Brooke, who is our
shout out, Brooke.
Yeah, so Brooke is freaking amazing at any visual in our articles on our website. That is usually Brooke. So Brooke,
shout out,
if you're listening, and she is, because she helps edit these podcasts now.
Thank you,
so
Brooke.
Brooke gets all the credit for that. But yeah, dude, I was reading her article, loving it, and you had some great stats there, and I was just like, I want to make these look better. So I called Brooke, and she's like, I'll get them looking better. So.
That article was just popping. It was so cool.
It's good.
It was very proud of it.
Awesome.
So great job on that. And then I won't say too much more about Scottie, except I just love the guy as a human being. And it's cool to see somebody who I think is really a good guy just crush. And anyway, read the article. You'll see the stats. It's mind blowing.
You know what he's not doing is he's not missing chips. He's not putting chips 6-7 feet out. He's putting every chip within a foot and a half. He's
third in scrambling.
Nothing away. He's giving
Bill,
nothing
that's literally
away
what I was just going to say. As I was researching for this week's picks, I stumbled upon I think he's second or third in scrambling. That's it right there. You just nailed it, Pat. That's exactly what he's doing. Yeah.
You guys, he couldn't hit it on the planet in the first 9 on Sunday. He was left everywhere. Yeah. And yet the guy is still just dominating a golf tournament. It's fascinating. Anyway, love it. He's going to be the favorite in the U.S. Open. He's likely to be the favorite at the Open Championship. He could complete the Grand Slam this year. Yeah. It's not crazy to think. Anyway, so enough about Scottie. Good for him. I was happy to see that. Sweep the Padres. I'm back on Ticketmaster.
Dude, I know. I checked my record. I'm like, what the hell, man? They
just keep winning. I mean, you know what? It's like, shout out the boys. It's been fun. I told Pat before we got on to record, if the Mariners got to play the Chicago White Sox as many times as the Twins, I mean, we'd win 100 games this year. I mean, it's like, give me that AL Central schedule.
Everyone in the AL Central
series to the White Sox. Oh. Yeah, that's brutal.
I think there's one guy on the White Sox that I actually know, Luis Robert. None of the other guys I'm watching the games, I'm like, who are these guys? It's crazy.
Hey, I have to just share something real quick because you made me think it. So we're talking about bad teams. The Colorado Rockies, I saw a stat today. They have the 4th worst record in the history of baseball after 39 games. Okay. It showed the top 5 worst records in the history of baseball after 39 games. All 4 of the other teams, it was in the 1800s.
Oh my gosh.
The Spiders.
That is how bad the Rockies
Isn't there
are.
a team
guys.
like the Spiders?
Yeah, I think the Spiders was one of them. Actually, the Reds were they started one year like 6-33 or something, but I mean, literally, it was like 1881 or something. The Rockies are on pace to lose 136 games, I think. I mean,
that's not good.
Are you kidding?
Goodness. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible ineptitude. Last one for me, Beerman. I'll kick it over to you. Denver Nuggets broke my heart again. It's all this team does is break my heart as a Sonics fan. So it's now up to the Timberwolves. And Pat was telling me before we recorded, they couldn't get it done in game 1.
Started out good, and then just faded.
Yep.
That defense of
But
OKC is just too stifling. Got to protect the
if
ball.
there is a God above, he will answer my call and he will take care of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He cares about your which team you want
My
to win.
Sonics.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He's
It's
like, I'm going to do this for Bill.
I think the new Pope even cares. He's dropping
He's
some.
to
He
Chicago.
can't help his White Sox, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
I mean they're pathetic. Yeah, how about you, Bearman?
I gotta go to women's basketball. I said it on the pod a few weeks ago. I cannot stand Angel Reese.
I knew you were
just
gonna go
can't.
here.
The attitude, the chirping, just every moment has to be about her. It's truly nauseating. And her latest move with against Caitlin, it just adds to. Yeah, it was a hard foul, and yeah, Angel fell down, but it wasn't dirty. Reese was driving to the hoop. Clark swiped down hard. That's basketball. Not everything is a conspiracy or freaking personal attack. But Reese tries to go after Clark with her back turned. Thankfully, was stopped by a Fever teammate of Clark's. Just disgusting stuff from Reese. But you know what? All that said, I freaking love this rivalry.
Yeah,
because it is the best thing going for the WNBA. I don't like Reese. I don't like how she handles herself, but I do love that there is real tension, real emotion. They do not like each other. It is not an act, and it gives a reason to watch these two play every time that they are on the court together. And I love it. And rivalries like this are really kind of few and far between, like individual rivalries where people just can't stand each other. And it's just great for the WNBA. And I do want to ask you guys a quick question, because I actually had a hard time thinking, what would you compare it to? Like from an individual, not teams, but are there other individual rivalries in sports that you think equate to this?
Tiger Phil.
I mean,
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Tiger Phil. Or actually, Brooks and Bryson.
Brooks and Bryson
like
for a bit.
Brooks and Bryson for a little bit. Yeah, that might have been the closest.
How about with hoops?
Tiger Phil, yeah. Go ahead. What were you going to say with hoops?
No, finish your thought, Pat. This is fine.
Well, I was just saying Tiger Phil was more, I guess, I felt like that was more conjured up by the media than actual reality,
Yeah.
And the amount of times that they go head to head is not a ton in golf, right? Like actual in the same twosome coming down the stretch. What about in hoops? You've got, I think back to the Larry Bird and then put in about 4 or 5 guys.
There's 2 that came, Isaiah and Magic.
And Lambier. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Magic and Bird didn't hate each other, though, did
I don't
they?
think they hated each other.
There's no, vitriol like there was with
but there definitely
Lambier.
was with Isaiah and Lambier.
Yeah. It's kind of a good one.
Yeah.
Baseball's tough, right? You can't do it in baseball.
Maybe Billy
Roger
Martin
Clemens.
And George Steinbrenner.
Oh, yeah, within the same word. I was thinking of, wasn't it Roger Clemens and Mike Piazza that had the Clemens? Am I thinking of the right one where the bat shatters and he's running up the first baseline and
throws the bat at him?
He throws the bat at him. Yeah. I don't know. There was some bad blood there, but
yeah. Well, anyway, I think it's awesome for the WNBA, and hopefully it never escalates into actual punches being thrown, but just the fact that they truly do not like each other makes it
Let's see
compelling.
it. Let's make it like hockey. And
Cat's
definitely get
for
more
the,
viewers.
Throwing blows.
We'll get more viewership will go up considerably.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. All right, my last one here. So in my most recent 6-pack, I talked about how the New York Football Giants are the only team in the NFC that has not won a division title in the past 10 years. But it turns out the AFC has a much bigger club of misery as it relates to that, a lot more crowded. There are 6 AFC teams that have not won a division title in the past decade. That's over 1/3 of the conference, guys. That's just brutal. So I just want to give a shout out to the Beerman Hall of Shame here. We're not doing guessing. This could have been a good guess. This could have actually been a good Be My Guest. But in the AFC East, so you had the Patriots. They won a million in a row. And then the last 5 years, the Bills. So the Dolphins and Jets have not even sniffed it in a really, really long time. AFC North, this one's not shocking.
Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah.
They are just terrible. This one is a little surprising. There was one in the AFC South. What do you think it is in the AFC South?
Not Houston.
Remind me, Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Indianapolis Colts. So, I mean, you know, Manning retires and then Luck, or no, Manning gets traded or leaves, and then, you know, Luck had some bad luck there and retired. And yeah, they haven't done anything. And longer than I would have guessed. I would have guessed that they have made in the last 10 years. And then in the AFC West, you guys, as much as I hate the Chiefs, and I also talk about them in the recent six pack, I do have to give them props. They have won the last 9 AFC West division titles.
Incredible.
Any guesses as to who won it the 10th year?
Chargers.
Nope. Chargers have not won one in 10 years.
Raiders?
So nope.
No,
the other
Raiders
one.
haven't.
It is the Denver Broncos.
Denver
Broncos. So anyway, yeah.
With what quarterback? I wonder.
Manning.
It might have been still
10
Manning.
years ago? Okay.
Yeah, it might have still been Manning.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, let's get into our Stone Cold Lock segment. We are on to the Charles Schwab Challenge, which does not have a very scary field, but definitely some names to watch here. Before we make our picks, though, let's take a look back and see how we did. And guess what, boys? We are about halfway through the golf season, and we have a 3-way tie for first place. The Sandman has taken full advantage of the Scheffler rule and has clawed his way back in. He got 3 points last week, so he was the only one to get any points, and that tied it up.
So that means
all three of us,
since we're tied, no one can take Scheffler this week then.
Or can we all take Scheffler?
You guys ruined my question. That's what I was gonna but that's what I was gonna ask. So what does that mean? Nobody can take him? I'd say nobody can take him.
All right. I have 3 other picks. I didn't know how it was going to break down. So.
Exactly. Nobody can take him. But I like how you guys are thinking. So, yeah, last week, everyone picked Rory. Pat, you picked Cantley and DJ. I picked Joaquin Niemann, Daniel Berger, and Bill, your third guy was Keith Mitchell. So, thank God for Scottie for you.
Yep. Thank you, Scottie.
All right. Just a reminder, we'll pick 3 players total. 2 can be any you want. Third has to be a dark horse plus 10,000 odds or worse. All right, Pat, what do you got?
All right, I got Aaron Rye, 2 gloves, plus 4,500. One of the best iron players on tour. He's accurate off the tee, although not the longest hitter. He puts it in play. He's number 1 on tour in fairways hit. 73% of the time he's hitting fairways. So he will be there on Sunday if he can sink some putts. He's definitely going to be in the mix. Then I went with the lefty Robert McIntyre, plus 3,500. Lefty, he's been playing well, and I have a good feeling about him this week. He was in the hunt for a short second last week at the PGA, so I'm thinking that he'll be hungry and confident going into this. I think, he's had a little bit of a taste of it last week, and now he'll have a even lighter field at this tournament. But my long shot, Rio Hesatune at plus 11,000. This guy has been in the mix. He's been in the mix for the past 2 months in every tournament he has played. I feel like he is on that leaderboard. Look out for this guy to break through at some point. I haven't watched him play since he gets little TV coverage. I've seen a little bit of him playing, but just from checking leaderboards, he's all over it all the time. He's always in the mix. And so Rio Hesatune, I mentioned earlier in the season that I like to lock in on one guy. This is my guy.
This is your guy.
Rio.
Have you heard the fascinating thing about him, Pat?
No.
Yeah. So if you guys watch his routine, every time he's going to take a putt, his caddy hands him a water bottle. He takes a drink, gives it back to him, and holds the water in his mouth while he's putting. And so there's actually this conspiracy theory. People are saying he can tell the level of water in his mouth, gives him an idea of the level of the putt he's about to hit. And
Shut
so
up.
No.
I'm dead serious.
No,
This is a thing.
no.
This is a thing. So Ryo Hisatsune, this is what he started doing, and he's been playing awesome. And so now there's other guys that are starting to drink some water. I'm dead serious, you guys.
Dude.
Dead serious.
His name
So,
is
yeah, I thought about taking
Rio,
him as well.
and he hits well from the sand. Isn't that
It's
a
crazy.
one-hit wonder?
I mean, I can't
Is
imagine
that
that
a
actually
one-hit
helps
wonder?
him, but it could be.
It could be.
Could be. So for me, since you guys are cheating and not allowing me to take Scottie every week, which I would have loved to do again, you know that. Daniel Berger is my first. He's at plus 2,200. I still went super chalky, to be honest. I mean, just throwing Scottie out. Berger's been playing really well. I don't know what it is about Daniel Berger, but I like the guy too.
Me too. You and I kind of alternate. I picked him last week.
Yeah. I like his game.
And I don't pick him
always
because I know
healthy.
you guys are gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Daniel Berger's my first. The second guy, these guys have all been playing well coming into the tournament. That's kind of the common theme here. Harris English is my second pick at plus 3,300 to win. And love Harris's game. Just, the guy is like such a just mellow Georgia Bulldog. I just like him as well. He's in good form. And then the third guy, there's a local connection here, which is a little bit of a stretch, but it's Cam Davis. He's listed at plus 11,000. Cam's been playing really well. He's actually an Aussie, but his wife is from Seattle. And so Cam Davis is a member at Aldera Country Club, which is literally 3-minute drive from my house. So it's just kind of a cool local connection. I'm always rooting for Cam. Definitely don't see him winning this golf tournament, but maybe he can sneak into the top 10.
He's good. I like him. I like Cam.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Well, couple two paths going on here, guys. So Aaron Rai, for me, was my number one. He finished 32nd here last year. He's made 5 consecutive cuts. As Pat said, he's number one in driving accuracy. He's 22nd in total strokes gained. I love him here. So going with him. My number 2, I'm going with Ben Griffin. He doesn't have as great stats as Rai, but still impressive. He's been solid this season. He's had 5 top 10 finishes already this season, including 8th last week, the PGA. He's top 50 in total strokes gained. He's plus 6,000 to win, plus 900 top 5, plus 400 top 10. So I like all those bets for him. And then I'm going with Cam Davis too for my dark horse.
Nice. Yeah,
I mean, he started great at last week's PGA. He still finished top 20. He made the cut here last year. He had a very good first 3 days, but then he ended up finishing 56th, I believe, because he had a plus 6 on the final day. So he didn't finish strong. But yeah, I'll take a flyer on him at plus 10,000.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys. Well, and then next week we got the Memorial. So, that's next week, right? Yeah.
Next week.
So I always love that one because I've been to it many times. It's less than 2 hours from my house. I don't think I'm going this week or next week, but it's a good one. So, and typically that's like, I think people have called it around here the 5th major. It's not really the 5th major, but it's a pretty, I'd say it's one of the 10 best tournaments probably in the year. A lot of people,
for sure,
a lot of big names get there, so it'll be good.
I mean, it's Jack's tournament too.
Yeah.
Isn't Jason Day an Ohio guy? Doesn't he?
Jason Day lives
he does
right
well
there.
At that, doesn't he?
Yeah. I actually followed Jason Day. Probably 6-7 years ago. We were there.
I actually followed him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know, but I watch him.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, now it is time to go to our top 5, and
impossible.
Pat is he's sung a few nice songs for us today, so I think it's fitting that we are gonna do all music today.
Do I have to sing all the songs?
Actually, that would be great. If you could do that, that would be wonderful.
Just don't get us in trouble with copyright.
In the voice of Bane.
Okay. All right, deal.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I heard a song on the radio last week that I just really like, and I was like, how did that band have no more good hits? It just was shocking. So this week's top 5, guys, is all about those one-hit wonders. They can be from any time period. It can be a band. It can be an individual artist. It can be guilty pleasures, legit awesome songs. But there should be no question that they only had one really big hit, and that was it. So, Pat, hit us hard with your one-hit wonders, man.
Right. Well, I grew up in the 80s, so you'll see a couple 80s songs on here. But yeah, my first one is going to be Take on Me. Take on me. Take me on. I will be gone in a day or two.
That's really good.
Take on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
on my
wondered
list.
how the hell you
list.
were going to do a Bane impression singing a one-hit wonder. You just answered it, dude. That was
I got another one because
awesome.
you want 5 and 4,
Well
right?
done.
So
Yeah, let's go 4.
Number 4 is I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something. I should have walked away. I should have walked away. Cutting Crew. I just died in your arms tonight.
Nice.
That's
a great one.
Couple 80s hits.
Dude,
yeah. My brother used to have
strong, dude.
Thanks, buddy. My brother used to have 45s. Like he used to have all this huge collection of 45s, among other things, and choose your own adventure novels. We already talked about my brother. This is the collector brother.
Greatest.
So it was always hands off. But when he was gone, I would go through his 45s, and he had some bad ones like Richard Marx and Amy Grant, and stupid stuff like that, which we used to always make fun of him for. But he also had like the Ahas and the Cutting Crews and stuff like that. So
what I remember about Aha Take on Me was the video. Yes. Do you guys remember that video?
Where he's like,
that's what. That was a great video, dude.
Like pencil sketch, like guys coming through mirrors or whatever. Yeah. Nice one. Okay, can I do like 5 A, B, C, D, E, and F this week?
No.
I had a heck of a time. No, I know.
These are tough. Yeah, they're tough.
I had a heck of a time. My honorable mentions was long, and I actually did a little shuffling, and then I had to stop myself and be like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you spending too much time on this?" So I'm curious. This is a '90s song, "Return of the Mac," Mark Morrison. Do you guys remember the song? Catchy as hell. Catchy as hell. You don't remember it? I wish we could play. Yeah.
Return of the Mac.
Yeah, just catchy as hell. And the thing that I love is I love songs. Marcy always gives me shit for this, but I love songs that are sung either in like a round, like Blink 182's pretty famous for this, one of my favorite bands. But this song, there's a lot of back and forth between the two singers. And I just love that interaction where the second guy like drops the little like thing in there. It's just fantastic. Anyway, Eric, I didn't know if you'd know this song, but you need to go look at it or go listen to it. I mean, it is a very catchy song.
What's it called?
Return of the Mac.
All right.
Pat was singing it.
I've probably heard it. I'm sure I've heard it.
Yeah, it starts off with the
oh my God, Bill.
Yeah. Well, I tried to tell you so. Yes, I did. And the guy in the background, Mark Morrison says, "Well, I tried to tell you so." And the guy in the back is like, "Yes, I did." And it's just great. The whole back and forths are so fantastic in the song. It is really good. Guilty pleasure song, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 and 4 are probably my guilty pleasures. There's more in the honorables, but do you guys remember Alphaville, Forever Young? 1984, German synth pop band. Okay. And this song, for whatever reason, became sort of like the ballad of high school love. So I just remember so many nights where I'm like, I don't want this night to end. I don't want this night to end. And like Alphaville comes on with the Forever Young. Do you guys know the song or no?
No.
Don't know it. Okay.
No.
I mean, I can't sing worth a dang.
So apparently these are just one-hit songs, not really one-hit wonders.
No, these are.
I'm kidding.
I wanna be forever young. Yeah, that's it. Forever.
Wow.
Forever. Yep, that's it.
I think it's
a great tune.
Some rap artist recently sampled that.
Yeah, it was Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Yep.
Yeah, Jay-Z
Wow.
used it. Yeah, really good. And Bierman, just to clarify on these are every web search I did on One Hit Wonders, these songs did show up. So these
Okay.
are famous
Okay.
tracks for sure.
Yeah. Good.
It's too bad too
Good.
that Brooke can't drop in a little bit
Music.
of like each
Oh,
song.
I know. Well,
but we
I
would
might
be
have to.
banned
I
from
might have
YouTube.
to. Yeah, we would be, but you know.
Guys, what's wrong with my singing?
No,
I'll
your
just sing
singing's
them.
great.
No, it
It's
sings.
I mean,
yeah,
that's-
no, your singing's
Yeah.
fine. I don't
Voice
think
of
the
an
Bane
angel.
Especially
impression is
since
going to
Brooke can
trigger.
edit it out.
Nice. All right, Bierman, what do you got for your 54?
All right. So I was gonna do a twofer, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna honor Pat today.
Okay.
I'm gonna respect
Thank
Pat's
you.
wishes today. But the majority of mine are pre 2000, most are 70s and 80s. But I figured I'd go with one. I actually had two that were above since 2000. So I'm gonna go.
Just hit us
the
with
other,
the AB.
Just do
Just
it.
hit us
Just
with
do
it.
it, AB.
well, the other
Do it.
thing, you know me with my top fives, guys. I always have to have criteria. Like I can't just, there has to be some additional thing that I use to do
Makes sense.
categorize
Yeah.
this. So for mine, they had to be number one. They had to hit number one on the Billboard chart. So there's one tiny exception to that when I get to my number 4, and I'll explain what that is. But so Bad Day by Daniel Powder is my number 5. Back in 2005, it did reach number 1. You know, super popular song. It's inspirational. If you're having a bad day, guys, just listen to that song. It's gonna make you
I
feel
gotta
better.
check it. I don't know.
What's
it.
it- what's
It's
it
gonna
called?
make you feel better. My wife, it's called Bad. You guys don't know Bad Day. You know these two
No.
other songs. You don't know Bad Day.
I don't know.
Bad Day by Daniel Powter. And my wife cannot stand this song, so I had to put it on the list because I had to turn it up a little bit more. Yeah.
It's okay. Yep. Got
And you had a bad day.
Yeah, we do not need
If copyright
any. We
comes
don't
for
need.
us.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't need. We're good, man. We're good. All right. If you want to know what my 5B would, it was somebody that I used to know.
Gautier.
Gautier. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. By Gautier.
Pat,
Yeah.
Give us a little sample. I don't know that one either.
I did that. I used to know. Somebody.
Okay.
God. Dude,
Yeah.
you are talented. You're talented.
That's
All right,
what-
number 4.
That's what they
guys,
tell me.
This hit number 1 in the UK. It actually did not hit number 1 in the US, but it was, I think, top 5. Any band named Spandau Ballet, I cannot pass up if given the opportunity. The song True had to be on this list. And you know this song, Bill.
I don't.
Phil.
Have you ever seen The Wedding Singer with Sandler?
I
He sings
have.
it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. All
So
right.
the other reason why I love this song so much, do you guys watch Modern Family, either of you?
Yeah.
Okay. There's an episode in Modern Family, and if you haven't watched the show, many of our listeners have, but there's an episode where Claire, the wife, wants to surprise Phil for a birthday party because she's awful getting birthday presents. And she thinks his favorite song and favorite band is Spandau Ballet. She's wrong. He can't stand him. He doesn't know anything about him. But she finds this like old guitar player for them who lives nearby, brings it over, played by Edward Norton. He plays this fictional guitarist guy. And he starts playing this private concert for Phil in his family room. And Phil's like, I don't know any of your songs. Like, he doesn't say it to him, but he's trying to pretend. And Edward Norton's getting like more and more irritated and mad. It is freaking awesome. It's just so good. So that had to make my
That's
list.
funny.
All right, Pat,
Nice.
what do you got? Number 3, 2.
All right. I'll stop the world and melt with you. By Modern English. I'll stop
By
the
Modern
world and
English?
melt with you.
How did
Oh,
I not
okay.
think of
Yeah.
that
You've
one?
seen the difference,
That's a great
and
one.
it's getting better all the time.
All the time. Yep.
There's
Nice.
nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world. Yeah, that one. And then how
Well,
about
this might have been the category that Pat was born to
He's
do.
born for this.
We've
He's
waited.
born
Why
for
did
this,
we
yeah.
wait 40
Yeah.
freaking episodes to
We
do
should have
this?
given him our
My
list so
next
he could have
two-
done our
Yeah.
songs as
my
well.
next two? Well, I'll do my first one, but my next two almost have like Bane voices built in. But I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Oh,
too sexy
yeah.
for my shirt.
Oh
so
my
sexy
gosh.
it
Right?
hurts.
Bane singing that song too.
Yeah.
I can actually see him singing
I'm
that.
too
That's
sexy
awesome.
for my body. Too sexy for my body. Yeah. Yeah. Bane sings I'm too sexy.
Love it.
Yeah, right said Fred. It's good.
Right
Good
said
song.
Fred. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, that's funny.
All right, my number 3 is I've got a little local tie to this one. It's "Bittersweet Symphony" by The Verve,
The Verve.
1997.
Do you
And
want me
this
to sing
song
that
took
one
on a new
too?
meaning for me. Yes, please. Yes.
Well, it's a bittersweet symphony, this life. It's like, the British
That's it.
pop.
That's it. I love it. Yeah. And what's crazy is
Americans meet. You're a slave to money, then you die.
then you die.
Man, that's dark.
I love it. Yeah. Well, and what's crazy is this became the Seahawks intro song. That's why this song hit my radar, which is just a crazy fit. But I mean, it's one of those things. They raised the 12 flag. All these people in Lumen Field, Seahawk crazies, 12s are going nuts. And they play this song and just the, there's no lyrics. It's just that part of it. And then they have the hawk come flying down and like land on the handler and people go nuts. I mean, it's incredible intro song. So, anyway, Bittersweet Symphony is my number 3. Number 2, Pat's going to do a good job on this one too, because this is one that I'm sure we've all sung at the end of a night at a restaurant or a bar with our buddies. It's Closing Time.
Closing Time by Semisonic. Yeah.
1998.
Minnesota's own.
It's just a great opening to the song. And it reminds me of Oasis in a lot of ways. I was listening back to it yesterday. Yeah. One last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey and beer. Right.
It's just a great
song
one. Came out when we were in college, and I couldn't stand it because it was like they would play it at the end of the night, and I was just like, "Oh, this
everywhere, right? Everywhere.
Sucks."
Yeah, you're drunk. You're
that guy, Semisonic.
That's my number 2.
The writer, he's from Minnesota. I forget his name, but he's actually written a lot of songs that you know. He's a very successful writer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't know it was Semisonic. I always thought it was somebody else. A different band was credited with this song in my head. But anyway, yeah, that's my number 2. Bierman, how about you, bud?
All right, we're going back a long way for my number 3. This song hit number 1 back in 1972. Oldest song on my list. I absolutely love this song. It's got everything. Catchy storytelling, nice smooth groove, good chorus. I just also love the tragic lyrics that tell of poor old Brandy, a hot barmaid in love with a sailor who is in love with the sea.
You're a fine girl.
We are going with Brandy, you're a fine girl. Just an epic song. Sing that one more time. I want to hear It's by Looking Glass.
Looking Glass, okay.
I said, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
That is great. Yep. Very good. And then number 2, Pat said it earlier, and this is actually the song I was listening to when I thought, how did this fucking band not have any other? I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, man. That is a great song. I mean, it really is.
I just died in your arms tonight.
And I do have to give it bonus points. Do you guys know like how that song was thought of? Or it was thought of while the lead singer was having sex with his girlfriend, because apparently the phrase "I just died in your arms tonight" is a euphemism for finishing off sex, feeling good there. So
got
it. Good song. So that's my number 2.
Nice. All right, ready for this? Number 1. I'm just gonna sing it.
Drum roll, please.
Once there was this kid who got into an accident and couldn't come to school, but when he finally came back, Crash Test Dummies.
Crash Test Dummies, yeah.
Yeah.
90s?
It's called
right?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
90s or early? Yeah.
I was thinking college for me, 90s.
Yeah. It's early 90s. They're great. I
Yeah.
used to
Really
listen to
nice.
that album to go to sleep. And I put that album on and it
Interesting.
would send me right to bed. They
Yeah.
actually had a
The guy
lot
had
of
he
good
had a
songs.
cool voice. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
Tree,
really
you know
good one.
who's a big fan? Tree's a big fan of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
We have some nice discussions about Crash Test Dummies.
Did they actually put out more than one album?
Yeah,
Do you
they
know?
put out a couple.
Oh, they got a bunch? Okay. Yeah.
But they only had
Nice.
really, I guess, one hit. I think
Yeah,
it was
I
in
would
the
have.
it was
I
in
never
the
could pull.
it was in the movie that I think it was in the movie The Cable Guy. I'm pretty
Really?
sure with Jim Carrey. And
Yeah, oh, yeah,
that's
with
why
Jim Carrey.
that's why it was a hit.
Huh. So my number one.
Eric's obviously not a Crash Test Dummies fan.
No,
Yeah,
I know
it
what you're talking about, but it's not my favorite.
didn't hit your radar.
I'm
Mine
pretty
is.
sure.
Go ahead, Pat.
I was gonna say it sounds just like Bane sings for Crash Test Dummies.
It could be in the voice. You could do
Before
Bane
he
covers.
became a villain, he was in Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah, that's fantastic. My number one is from 1991. My dad got this CD at Silver Platters. Do you guys did you have those stores in Ohio or Minnesota? Silver Platters was one of the groundbreaking music stores that started with CDs, right? Silver Platters. And you could go into it and they had a catalog that you could look through and you'd go up to the counter and say, I want to listen to this one. And they would give you the CD. You could walk over, you had really nice headphones and you could listen to the entire disc if you wanted to. Sit there all day if you wanted to. But it was just a really cool way in, olden times to check out the music. And so my dad had done that. He brought this CD home and my dad had this massive collection of music. We always listened to music. And my song is Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn.
Mark Cohn.
That's a
Mark Cohn.
Mackenzie and that's one of Mac's favorite songs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
great
good.
song.
Yeah.
In the land of the Delta
Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Yeah, it's just such a cool ode to Memphis. I think Eric's actually talked about Memphis, that it's not the greatest city.
No,
I've never been.
But
yeah. But the history of the music and the influences, I think, is what Mark is referring to in the song, and it's just a great lyrics, great song. It holds up.
There's a line in
beautifully
there
to today.
that is one of my all-time favorites, where a woman asks him, "Are you a Christian child?" And he says, "Ma'am, I am tonight."
Yeah. I butchered the lyrics for a lot of years too when he talks about being 10 feet off of Beale, because I didn't realize that Beale is a street.
It's street. Oh yeah, Beale Street, famous
Beale
Street. Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was off of beer.
Yeah, right. I didn't
10
know what
feet
it
off
meant,
of beers.
Well, I always thought he was saying the river in green, but he's talking about Reverend Green, who's like a famous
Green.
Reverend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we just found our next top 5 list. Top 5 misunderstood lyrics.
Butchered lyrics.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. My number one on this list has one of the most famous butchered lyrics of all time. And I'm going to talk
Beautiful.
about it.
What is it?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right, guys. So this one goes back to 1977. Such a great song. Definitely a one-hit wonder. Although this band technically had a little more success overseas. Most people don't know this. This song was actually written and performed first by Bruce Springsteen, but it became very famous by Manfred Mann's Earth Band, and it's Blinded by the Light.
Oh,
and it hit number one back in 1977. The most infamous part of the song is the lyric that sounds like wrapped up like a douche, but it's actually
what do they
revved
say?
Up like a deuce. And the deuce is referring to, it's slang for a 1932 Ford Coupe, which is a hot rod that used to be known as a deuce coupe. And when Springsteen's an automotive guy, he wrote the lyrics, revved up like a deuce, but everybody sings it wrapped up like a douche.
That's what it sounds like they say.
Yeah,
for sure. Isn't there another song that references the Little Red Deuce or the Little
Red Corvette?
No, not Little Red Corvette.
Little Deuce Coupe. The Little Deuce
Little
Coupe.
Deuce
The Little
Coupe.
Deuce
The
Coupe.
Little Deuce
That's like an
Coupe.
old,
Little
old
Deuce Coupe.
song.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah, that's it.
you don't want to play Name
Nice.
That
That's a
Tune
good
with
one,
me.
Beerman.
You
So
don't
what
wanna
were
play
some of
Name
your
That Tune
honorables?
with
I
me.
got to hear some of your honorables. I had a few too.
Oh,
What were yours?
Dude, I got so many over here. Pat, do you have some?
No, I just picked 5. There's only 5.
You just stick with exactly what the homework
You know what I
is.
did? I did
give me
think
just
of
5.
one band that was actually a one-hit wonder, but was very popular is the Grateful Dead. They only had one song crack the top 40, and that was "Touch of Grey."
That was yeah. You're right.
And
Is that
but
right?
their
For all the
whole, I mean,
Deadheads and
Yep, that's only one.
They only had
wow,
one actual hit, I guess.
I couldn't tell you a single Grateful Dead song.
That's the only one I could tell you.
Or Fish, another super popular
Yeah.
touring band. No idea. No song.
I got a couple.
Okay, Beerman, I got a handful here. I'll just rattle through them. So, Take on Me was on my list. Pat mentioned that in his. How about Just a Friend, Biz Markie?
Oh God.
I mean,
You
Good.
say
guys,
he's
Yeah.
we
just
all
a
know the
friend.
lyrics.
That yeah.
You
I mean,
say
I want to
he's
hear
just
you
a
sing. I
friend.
want to hear you sing that
in Bane
Bane.
voice.
Oh, baby, you've got what I need. And you say we're just friends. And you
Dude,
say
there could
he's
be an
just a friend.
album. There could be a popular album released with
Pat does Bane covers.
Pat does Bane covers. Dude, that is freaking great.
It's almost like
baby, you.
yeah, it's almost like
That's what I need.
what's when you do poetry and like the
A poetry
because
slam.
you do it in a slower pace so you can get to all the words.
Spoken word.
Like slam poetry or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, spoken word. That's what I was thinking of, spoken word. So I have Just a Friend, Biz Markie. That was from 1989. I mean, we all know that one. All could sing it. How about Rhythm of the Night, DeBarge?
This is a
God, that's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, and do you guys remember DeBarge? I mean,
No.
in that song,
I mean,
that
I do,
song,
but
he like this tiny little guy that wore like purple frilly suits and things. I mean, just like curly hair. I mean, just and that song, if you guys remember, that song was on the Last Dragon soundtrack. You guys remember that
Wow.
movie?
No.
You
I've
know, I
heard
just
of
thought
it,
of,
but I
I
don't.
just thought of one that might
Like
be a
karate
good one.
movie, like super tough. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if he ever had any other hits, but Rick Astley, never gonna give you up.
He had a decent
Did he have
amount,
other
actually.
ones? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought.
Oh yeah. He actually there was like a 2-year span there where he probably had 4 or 5 top 40 hits.
No
Yeah.
way. Name
This
another one.
Oh, I couldn't
No,
tell
I'm
you
just
any
kidding.
Rick Astley songs.
He did. I can't think of any right now, but he did.
Never gonna give you up, Eric.
This one is like the ultimate guilty pleasure, and hopefully Brooke, when she's editing this, will maybe take this out so my reputation is not stained permanently on this show. Probably already is. But how about Call
Two
Me
Live
Maybe?
Crew. Oh.
Oh yeah,
I
Call
thought
Me
you were gonna
Maybe.
say
Carly
Crew.
Rae Jepsen.
Call Me Maybe.
I mean, that is a
heard that
catchy
song.
tune, boys.
It's catchy, but I got so sick of it, so
I
I
know.
couldn't put it on my list. But yeah.
Wait, she
That's good.
did a fun thing with Jimmy Fallon a few years back in the Roots, the Jimmy's band, and I just remember catching it on YouTube or something. But they do "Call Me Maybe" with Carly Rae Jepsen, and they do it on like kids' instruments. Remember those like play school like xylophone or all those types of like old school instruments? It was really clever and well done. But anyway, that's a catchy tune. Last one for me. Do you guys remember the band Hoobastank in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean,
familiar.
What was their song?
They had a famous song called "The Reason." Great tune, kind of in that grunge era. Very Incubus, and Incubus. I love Incubus. I don't know if you guys like that band,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's a great track. And then my only other thing, and I wanted to shout this out, but I didn't know how to do it in our top 5. Looking at these lists, are you kidding me that you're going to put someone like Chris Isaak on a one-hit wonder Wicked Game? Which you guys know that song, right? Wicked Game by Chris Isaak.
Game we play.
Yeah. What? I mean, what list? What are people doing putting Chris Isaak on this list? Or how about Candlebox? Do you guys remember that band?
I love
From Seattle?
Candlebox. Far
They're
behind.
the best. Come on.
Yeah.
Closer, Far Behind.
Yeah.
Or not Closer, Cover Me. That was the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
And shout out to my buddy Dave Parrish. DP listens to every episode, always sends me comments. So shout out to Dave Parrish. He used to always say that Candlebox was like the strip club anthem, and that they would play Far Behind, or Cover Me as like any time that he ever went into a strip club. And again, Dave, if anybody else is listening related to Dave, I don't think he was a big strip club guy. I'm just saying that we always laughed at poker nights or whatever because apparently that was a very popular song at strip clubs. So anyway, I just had to throw that in there because come on, Candlebox, Chris Isaac, these are good bands. Bierman, what did you have in your honorables?
Yeah, if you don't mind, so I'm going to be 500 miles from the Proclaimers. That was a big one, I remember.
Yeah.
I will walk 500 miles.
Walk 500 miles, and
I will
500 more.
500 more.
Yeah.
Just to be the man who walks 1,000
Now you're not going to be able to
miles.
stop. Yeah, I love it.
Here's what I would love. I really want to hear
Do
this
the next part, Pat.
in Bane. So I want to hear Don't Worry, Be Happy by
Oh,
Bane.
yeah, Bobby McFerrin.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to play it note for note.
Note for note.
Don't worry, be happy. Citizens of Gotham, don't worry, be happy now.
Yeah.
Shit. And then
That's
this
a good one,
guys.
Bierman. That is a good one.
And then this one, I'm actually really surprised that none of us mentioned this in the top 5. It was a very famous song when we were around that age. Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
Sorry, that's on my honorables as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, that was fun. All right. Well, hey, before we wrap things up, Bill, you got anything you want to talk about from the pool side?
You mentioned it earlier, Bierman, and I mean, the Memorial is coming up. It's from Jack's Place, Muirfield Village, right in Eric's backyard, kind of, in Ohio. Popular tournament, 5th major, maybe the 6th major, however, it's a big tournament. And all the big PGA guys will be there playing. We've got Calcutta, we've got Survivor Pick 5, we've got a sevens, we've got top 25. We've got all of the fun golf action that people love so much. Will all be available next week. So stay tuned for that, and we'd love to see you guys jump in.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, Bill, Pat, it has been a pleasure to hit our 40th with you. Can't wait to do number 41 next week. But for now, sadly, it is time to exit Sandman Sports. Just a quick few reminders where to find us: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all at Enter Sandman Sports. And check out our website, entersandmansports.com. Some really cool new updates. Including you can now get live scores on our website, which is freaking awesome. So check it out. Think you'll be impressed. Sandman Nation, have a freaking great weekend. Peace out. Take care.